is look at your spouse.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring except my cheating spouse.
To get a cue on how you need to respond in that situation.
Do something, or I will tweet and you will be canceled.
He doesn't have the ability to feel the energy, in a sense.
The energy's already starting to build.
I don't get this.
Because I don't feel comfortable. I feel like there's bad energy in the air and I don't like it.
Who leans in to get a slap? I mean, come on. Who leans in to get a slap? It's not going to register with him.
I don't really understand what's going on.
You're inviting a lot of spirit and energy in your body.
Take me! Come into me!
What do you expect?
I don't know, you tell me.
I have to do something.
Don't just sit around and complain about things. Do something about it.
Man, oof. Woo! My husband would be in the doghouse. You got that right. What? Meryl Streep looked like she done seen a goat. Yeah, Meryl Streep, she saw a goat. That's what she...
I'm scared. There's a ghost.
Listen, Meryl Streep must have never seen anybody get slapped in her life, because she looked like... She looked like she's never seen any type of violence before. Like, oh my gosh, why do I have to see this? Oh my gosh.
Oh, sweet jumping Jesus.
He's looking like, ooh, maybe I should try that.
This is fun.
The guy, we're just ordinary people.
Yeah.
John Legend.
Yeah, John Legend.
We're just ordinary people.
You got it's you.
I gotta go.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, camera.
Now. Noah.
Larry, what the hell are you doing?
Larry, you can't just... Oh,
Larry, oh, you're right. How did you...
Barry. Righto, what's going on here?
Oh, sir, I'm arrested. Oh, bring up.
The Slap, Part 2, coming soon to Foxtel. Ow, what?
Hello. Oh, my urbanites, welcome to Urban Twos for Change. You have entered the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon. Oh my goodness, listen, we have a huge show tonight. As always, we're going to get into it, but not right now. After this message, stick with us. We'll be right back. You are entering the Urban Suite with Dr. Lisa LaCon. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community. Let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community with Dr. Lisa LaCon. Oh my goodness, we are back. Listen, tonight we're talking about the profile of a bully. What makes a bully? Like, and what is their overall intention? Like, okay, so do people wake up one morning and say, you know what, I feel like bullying Marsha today, or I feel like bullying Karen today? We're going to get into the definition of what a bully is, and we're going to find out if you have been bullied, a bully victim, or if you are a bully. Now, truth be told, all of us at one point in time have been bully victimized, or we have been a bully. We have to admit it. We have to admit it. So guess what? When we come right back, we're going to dig into what makes a bully a bully. Stay with us. So listen, my urbanites, now is the time where we discuss who our missing person is. And I have to say, man, my heart is broken. I don't know this person. I don't know her personally, but let me tell you, there has been a trend in the Washington, D.C. area, DMV, District, Maryland, and Northern Virginia, in that area, of missing girls. Now, listen, I do not look for girls where I grew up. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. I do not look for specifically for girls in that area, but it's coming up more and more and more from Washington, D.C., from Maryland, from PG County, Montgomery County, Northern Virginia. What is happening? And also in Arizona, the Black boys are missing. So this is Nevaeh Castro. Nevaeh Castro has been missing since April the 1st of this year. She's been missing from Gaithersburg, Maryland, which is in Montgomery County, not too far from Washington, D.C. Not at all. It's in that DMV area. She's 15 years old. 15 years old. She's a female, Black, 5'1", 120 pounds, Black hair. It's long and her eye color is brown. So I have to put on my readers, you guys, because I have to read this. Her last seen location was Nevaeh was last seen on Friday, April 1st, 2022 at approximately 6 p.m. in the 400 block of Muddy Branch Road. I'm not familiar with Muddy Branch Road, but that's where she was last seen. And did you know her name is Heaven spelled backwards? Nevaeh is Heaven spelled backwards. Heaven. Nevaeh Castro. She's been missing. She's 15 years old. You guys, I need you all to like. I need you all to share. I need you to spread the word, because as I get this information from Black and Missing Foundation Incorporated, the comments are saying that no one is talking about this on the news. And why should they? We don't own the news outlet. So this is why this forum exists. So if anyone has information about Nevaeh, you can contact the Montgomery County Police Department at area code 301-279-8000. Again, for my Spotify family, my iHeartRadio, Google Podcast family, because you can't see what I'm doing, you can only hear what I'm saying. 301-279-8000. That's the Montgomery County Police Department. Or you can contact BAFMI at 877-97-BAFMI. AMFI. Let's pray for her family. Let's pray for her return, her safe return. Let's bring Nevaeh Castro home. All right, so
if you have a comment, question, or concern you want us to discuss on the show, leave a voice message on the Urban Tools for Change hotline.
I have some amazing news for you.
The number is 973-262-4363.
Yeah, this is me.
That's 973-262-4363. Call us anytime, day or night.
It's worth looking into, isn't it?
We want to hear from you.
oh my goodness, listen. Growing up, I can take off my readers for this. Growing up, I was actually bullied. I remember in the 5th grade, I was bullied. And there was a group of girls that I have no idea why they were bullying me. Like I was dark skinned, well, not dark, but growing up in DC, I wasn't a red bone per se. And I was always thin, but I don't know. I know why. I was the perfect target because I was small. If I were big and I looked like I could defend myself, I probably wouldn't have been bullied. So let's talk about what is a bully. How do you define what a bully is? The profile of a bully. So a bully is, let's see, repeated behavior intended to hurt or harm. It's repeated aggressive behavior targeted at a person or specific community. So like I said, in the 5th grade, I was targeted, and it was very hurtful of the things that they said and how it made me feel internally and what it did for my self-esteem. So let's go into the depth of bullying. Why do people bully? Now, that is just not one answer about why people bully. People bully for a number of reasons. So let's get into the profile of why a person is or may be considered a bully. The first thing that I think about a bully, they're very insecure. They are very insecure about a certain amount of things. One, they could be insecure about their finances. They could be insecure about their physical appearance. And they can be insecure about their position or their status in life. So what they do is they project their insecurity onto others in the form of bullying to make themselves feel better while making you feel worse or bad about yourself. And let me tell you about bullies. There are a lot of children, especially school-age kids, that end up engaging in suicidal ideations because of a bully. They want to harm themselves because a person is very mean to them, very unkind to them, and it's awful. And then bullying can be a learned behavior. Did you know that? Bully can be a learned behavior. You can be bullied in your household, and then guess what? You understand what it takes to be a bully. First, you are a bully victim, and then from your victimhood, you start to bully other people because that's what you know. That's in your comfort zone. And then it's learned behavior from society. So say, for instance, if you want to go along with the gang, if you want to be a part of the crew, if you want to be a part of, whatever, you're going to go out and purposefully bully people just to be in the in crowd. And then also people bully because they want to seek attention. It's an attention seeking behavior. So, how does bullying look? Now, you saw the clip at the beginning where the gentleman was slapping everybody. I mean, he was slapping the cat. He was slapping little kids. He was so domineering, so controlling. And that's the foundation of what a bully is. They want to be controlling, they want to dominate, and they want to belittle you at the same time. Let me tell you about bullies. The main intention of a bully, and I want you to get this, the main intention of a bully is to have a victim, because they prey on people. They prey on people who are disenfranchised. They prey on people who are marginalized. They prey on, in a sense, the weak, okay? And what happens is the bully's main intention is for you, when you look in the mirror, the bully wants you to hate yourself, just like how they hate themselves with all of their insecurities. And that's the main goal of a bully. The main goal of a bully is to make you feel defeated. The main goal of a bully is to instill fear. And the main goal of a bully is self-hatred. Isn't that demonic when you think about it? When you really think about the goal of a bully, for you to hate yourself, for you to have like this self-hatred about yourself, whereas you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, I'm not good enough. Where you say to yourself, oh my gosh, I can't do anything right. Where you say to yourself, I don't want to go to this location because that person is going to be there and that person is going to tease me. That person is going to taunt me. That person is going to ridicule me. All for the sake of making the bully feel better about him or herself. That is just incredible for me. Like, when you think about it, the types of bullying, you have the psychological bullying, you have the physical, the verbal, and the cyberbullying. So when we come back, we're going to talk about each one in depth. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Another wonderful show tonight with a very special guest.
Who, me? No!
You ready to do this? Oh, I'm ready to do this.
And let me tell you, these Tuesdays, they go so fast. Oh my gosh.
Too much time on your hand, is it?
Honey, turn that clock off. I ain't paying no attention to it. Turn it off. Turn it off.
We will be right back.
I'll be right here, doing nothing.
Man, you don't want to miss this.
I'll be there.
I am back. I have my Wonder Woman bracelet on. Well, I only have one, but anyway.
Hello, Urbanites. Hello.
What's happening? It's been a minute.
Hey, what's up, cholas? What's up?
Hello, gorgeous.
And let's dig into this because this is really important.
I'm listening.
My Urbanites, I love you. I'll see you soon. So listen, we are sponsored by Blessed Ministries Incorporated. The Urban Suite is sponsored by Blessed Ministries Incorporated. We are the premier workforce development agency in the state of New Jersey. And we work with various populations to get them employed, you guys. We work with those under the supervision of parole. We work with adults with disabilities. We work with youth with disabilities, like teens with disabilities. We work with those impacted by opioids in the state of New Jersey, as well as those that are receiving like food stamps and things of that nature. We do put people to work. All right. Yes, we do put people to work. Oh, thank God for BMI. Thank God for Blessed Ministries Incorporated. Listen, if you are in a position to donate anything to BMI, there's the information at the bottom on the ticker. Our website is www.bmiworks.org/donate/ is at the ticker at the bottom. So thank you all so very much. Thank you for your donations. Your donations go to a good cause, workplace attire, ID for those who may not have the financial ability to pay for identification to get a job above the table. Because when you get a job above the table, you have to have employment verification. It's called an I-9 form. All right. So anyway, let's get back to bullying. All right. So I said that there are primarily 4 types of bullying, but in those 4 types of bullying, there are different kinds of behaviors that persist. So again, I said you have the psychological bullying, you have the physical, verbal, and cyber. So here's some of the types of bullying. The physical assault. Now, the physical assault, of course, that would be verbal. You have teasing, which is verbal. You have making threats. Yes, that is being a bully. Name calling. If you find yourself name calling, you're a bully. Excluding a person from a group, not inviting them to parties. Listen, that we're going to get into that a little later with the preferential treatment, because if you exclude people, that is a form of bullying, and you do it on purpose. Now, I am aware that some people you should not invite to your parties. Totally understand. But if your intention is to hurt them, if your intention is to make them feel bad, that is a form of bullying. All right. Spreading untrue rumors about a person. That's defamation of character. That is a bully. Who did we see just recently, a couple of months, who was sued for defamation of character? Tasha K. What did she say? Oh, where are you going?
It's gossip, bitch.
That is a form of bullying. You just can't go around talking falsehoods, spreading falsehoods about people. You just can't. Damage to property or schoolwork, that is bullying. Vandalism, that is a form of bullying. Cyberbullying. Oh, we got into that again with Tasha K.
It's gossip, bitch.
Because she did all of her stuff through the internet, social media, all of that. And right now, because you have TikTok, you have social media, all these other things, even the memes that people have, Michael Jordan crying, all these things that make fun of people, that's actually bullying, because you're trying to get a rise. You're trying to get a laugh. You're trying to get likes off of someone's hardship. Now, when you think about that, that's very mean. What else do we have? Let's see. Now, this is I'm reading from his name is Dr. Colin Tiddy. Oh, no, I think it's Tidy. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's Tidy. So I don't know. I would say Tidy, Dr. Colin Tidy. And this is from Children's Health. So maybe I hope his name now. Oh, Lord. All right. So sending or posting offensive or insulting messages, posting false information about a person, posting pictures to embarrass, humiliate, or ridicule a person, distributing pictures or videos of someone being attacked or humiliated. Listen, how often have we seen pictures of this, distributing pictures or videos of someone being attacked or humiliated? Do you know that that form of bullying is seen and conducted via the media? How often do we see pictures of people being attacked? How often do we see videos of people being, humiliated? And they show it over and over and over and over again. They loop it over and over and over again to play with our psyche, so that we can be in a situation whereas it instills fear, because that's what I said bullies do. They instill fear. And then also self-hatred. Like, oh my gosh, why do I have to be this color? Everyone in that this color is, they get attacked. Like that's Man, the media is something else. Excluding a person from a group. We talked about that briefly before. Cyber stalking. Oh my goodness. Using the internet to stalk or harass an individual. Some people you have to block. You have to block. Get rid of them. All right. Trolling. All right. This is posting offensive or stirring messages to provoke people or cause disruption. That is a form of bullying. There are so many trolls out there. So many trolls to try to get a rise and to instigate, because what they also like to see is drama. A lot of bullies love negative drama. I mean, when you really think about the profile of a bully, it's very demonic. It really is. Now, we touched upon like the psychological, that's emotional intimidation. Okay, emotional intimidation. The physical, pushing someone, shoving them. And then we have the verbal, calling their names. And then every one of these things, it's like a Venn diagram. So let's look at the Cardi B, Tasha K. All right, so she did it via cyber. That was her. She was cyberbullying, defamation of character, verbal. That's verbal. The only thing I don't think she did was the physical. And it was a psychological toll for Cardi B. That's why she won so much money, because she had so many hospital bills. So, yes. So basically, man, I'm telling you, this bullying is real. And if you don't call it out, it will persist. Now, next week, I'm going to talk about how to properly confront a bully. I'm not going to do that this week. I'm not going to do that right here and now, but we have to continue, because bullies are everywhere people are. Bullies can be at your work. Bullies can be at your school, your home, and again, the internet. So let's talk about school bullies, because that's where I was bullied. I was bullied at school, and I'm still trying to scratch my head. Why in the world were they trying? Why did they bully me? I have no idea. But the name calling, the teasing, all of that stuff happens with children for the most part. And let me tell you a story. My son, my oldest son, he was bullied like 3 different times, 3 different segments like in his life. The first bully, it was a little girl. Now, I think she may have liked him. I don't know. But I told my son, I said, listen, if a child that young, I think he was in the 1st grade, if that, if a child that young bullies you, she must have difficulty at home. She must have a poor upbringing, seriously. So come to find out, she did. And it came to a head one day after she had been taunting my son and things of that nature. She and my son got off the school bus together. And then she looked at me with her nice, loving eyes, and she said, Miss Lisa, here, I made this for you. And I said, oh, thank you. My son said, don't you ever give my mother a gift. And he ripped it out of my hand, ripped it out of her hand, because she was in the process of giving it to me. And then he pushed her. We never had a problem from her since. And then I told my son, I said, listen, do you believe in prayer? He said, yes, mommy. I said, good, because we're going to pray for her family. Pray that, I don't know what's happening in their household, but that they get their household together and that the bullying stop. Well, it eventually did, because her family moved out of the neighborhood. Hello, God is real. Yes. I'm telling you, listen, this stuff is real. The second time my son was bullied, and I think my son is bullied because he was thin, just like me, very thin. I told you they prey on people that appear weak. And he was always like in the AP stuff. So he was kind of thin. I won't say nerdy, but maybe to them. He wasn't a jock, so to speak. So this one, I said, okay, maybe I need to talk with the mother. So I went to a friend's house and I saw the mother. The mother was a professional boxer. Oh, Lord. I said, oh my gosh, what? Okay. I said, now, she didn't look like she was in the mood for a conversation. And I wasn't in the mood to converse with a woman who was a professional boxer who had muscles. And I said, okay, all right. So again, I said, Jeremiah, do you believe in prayer? He said, yes, mommy. I said, well, we're going to pray for them to leave town. And they sure did. They moved out of town. They moved out of town. The third time he was bullied, the guy pulled a knife on him. And each time, I have to say, telling this story, it sort of escalated with the behavior. So the third time they pulled a knife, he pulled a knife out on my son. And my son, you know, was very torn. He was very hurt. He was frightened. I was livid. I was so upset. I was so hurt. I said, okay, what are you going to do in this situation? So my husband and I, with Jeremiah, met the parents. So we went over their house and we had a very cordial meeting. And it was something that the boy's father said that I will never, ever forget. He told his son, he said, son, when you pulled that knife out, you already lost. That was so powerful. That was so powerful. He said, when you pulled that knife out, you already lost. That was, and I think I started crying at that point because I was just like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe he pulled a knife out on my son. And this bullying stuff is real. Like I said, especially children, some adults also, they really internalize these things. You know that saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. That is a lie. That is a lie. Yes, words do hurt. So in the work environment, oh my goodness, we talking about, man, listen. Woo, in the work environment, we have microaggressions, micro insults, micro invalidations, peripheral treatment, and micro retaliation. So let me tell you, the microaggressions, typically microaggressions in the workplace, the target is someone from a marginalized community or someone that's disenfranchised, typically a minority of some sort. So a microaggression may be like, say, for instance, if a person has a disability, they may have a psychiatric disability, and their employer or their peer may say to them, oh, I didn't think people with disabilities could be smart. Like what? Or this is one, oh, someone like you, you're very articulate. So what they're saying is they didn't think, first of all, someone with a psychiatric disability could be intelligent. One has nothing to do with the other. It really does not. And also someone is saying, oh, because you're Black or because you're Spanish or because you're whatever, I didn't realize that you were articulate. Like, my head has been in the sand my entire life. I mean, it's the microaggressions is subtle, and the foundation of microaggression is discriminatory. The foundation is based on a discriminatory remark, and it's hard to really prove. It's hard to, unless you tape someone, videotape them, record them, and they do it repeatedly over and over and over again. It's a little subtle jab based on your ethnicity. It could be a little subtle jab based on your sexuality. It could be a little subtle jab based on a total number of things. But At the end of the day, it's done on purpose to make you feel bad. So that statement about a person with a disability, the person would be like, well, dang, should I feel this way? Like, I have a disability. Like, okay, should I not be intelligent? You know, it's really about, like I said, you looking in the mirror and hating what you see. And that's the overall intention of a bully. They want you to hate yourself to the point that you are considering harming yourself, especially the psychological one, because all of this is psychological. The microaggressions, the micro insults. The micro insults in the workplace is demeaning someone, especially in front of people. Like, I've been to different stores and I see a manager with their workforce there, like their employees, in front of customers, belittle someone or humiliate them in front of customers. You should not belittle your staff in front of customers. That's micro insult. A micro insult is saying to your staff, oh, you're awful. You can't do this. What is your problem? No, there are better ways to say, you know what, you need to improve. And this is interesting. This is from Workplace Bullying Institute. Now, what is workplace bullying? Workplace bullying is repeated, health-harming mistreatment by one or more employees of an employee. Abusive conduct that takes the form of verbal abuse or behaviors perceived as threatening, intimidating, or humiliating, work sabotage, or in some combination of the above. Listen, this stuff is real. You have a lot of supervisors, you have co-workers, peers. That's what they do, these micro insults. And this little darts, they just like, and like I said, it's so subtle. But the humiliation part, they want to humiliate you because of their own insecurity to make themselves feel better. And then you have the micro invalidations. The micro invalidation is you're invalidating someone's belief about how they feel. So say, for instance, if I go to HR and I tell the HR person, Sally said this about me, the HR person would say, are you certain? Are you certain she said that? Like, maybe she didn't mean it that way. Maybe she meant another way and you're taking it the wrong way. You see what I just did? I just flipped it and you're taking it the wrong way. Rather than HR saying, okay, so let me look into it. I'll speak with her to see what's happening. So the micro invalidations also wants you to feel like basically you're just nothing. You're invalid. Like, you know, what you said has no weight. What you said has no merit whatsoever. And that is a tactic of bullies in the workplace. The next one is the peripheral treatment. This is when you purposefully do not invite people to a meeting, or if you're in a meeting, you never call on them, you never look at them, you never acknowledge their existence. Now, that happened with me when I was in grade school. The teacher never called on me. I would raise my little hand, thinking, I know the answer, I know the answer. And then she would always call on the same little girl. And then I felt defeated. I'm like, oh gosh, okay. So I would raise my hand again. And you know, you raise your hand, you're like, me, I know the answer, I know the answer. Okay, Kimmy, what is the answer? I'm like, well, dang, nabbit. She never calls on me. So I went home. I spoke with my mom about it because it really hurt my feelings. Like, she really wanted to deflate me. So I spoke to my mom. So you know what my mom did? She went to the school the next day. I kid you not. She had a meeting with the teacher, and she and the teacher sat down, and the teacher said, oh, Lisa's fro is so cute. And my mother said, I did not come here to talk about Lisa's afro. I came here to talk about Lisa says she raises her hand and you don't call on her. Why is that? Because when Lisa is unhappy, I am unhappy. So the teacher said, well, the little girl, she, I had her sister in my class, so I call on her a lot, and, her family's going through issues and things. My mother said, well, unfortunately, that's not our problem. If my daughter raises her hands, I expect you to at least call on her once or twice. My mom and I went to the principal's office. She got me out that classroom just that day. I'm telling you, listen, because that affects my self-esteem. I would go home and look in the mirror and be like, well, dang, I'm no good. My teacher doesn't even call on me. Like, that's not a good feeling. So that's the peripheral treatment. Feeling like, you know what, you're not acknowledged because you're not. And that's why I call our people the uninvited. If you notice, when I talk about our people as a group, I always say the uninvited versus the party goers, because I'm going to get into this later. But anyway, let me go to the next one. Micro retaliation. Oh my gosh. This one is another subtle thing that happens. Let me tell you about micro retaliation. So say, for instance, if you call out your coworker at work, right? Or your supervisor, and you file a complaint, they may, maybe 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, whatever, write you up for something that you've done in the past that they never acknowledged before, but they're retaliating based on what you did against them. And that's that micro retaliation. Like, I'm going to get even with this person. Or what they may do is say, now this is a big one. This one is not really micro, it's macro at this point. They may really want to fire you and get rid of you and blame it on, your position is leaving. So make it look like a layoff. I'm telling you, people that workplace bullying it's not healthy. It really isn't. And the thing is, bullies, they want respect. No one respects a bully. They are fearful of what you may bring in their life, but they don't respect you. And that's the thing that you seemingly want as a bully, respect. And it's a awesome dynamic that happens, because what also happens, the bully victim in turn ends up being a bully. So man, this is something else, I'm telling you. So, why do people bully? Again, they're bully victims. Another one is poor upbringing, and also attention-seeking behavior to make themselves appear good. But the overall intention of a bully is for you, the person who's being bullied, to look in the mirror and to have self-hatred, to look in the mirror and to operate in fear. It really is. It's not a good thing. So I have a question for you guys. What is a very pervasive form of bullying? What do you think? Racism. Racism is a very pervasive form of bullying. It really is. Think about it. Think about the lynchings. Think about the systemic racism, the policies. It's very micro because it's subtly done, but the foundation of it is discriminatory. It's really, I'm telling you, it's amazing. It really is. And abuse at work, according to Workplace Bullying Institute, WBI, abuse at work, they say this is not my words, but this is according to Workplace Bullying Institute. Abuse at work is the only form of abuse in America that is not yet taboo. You have supervisors yelling at you, and it's all right. All other forms have been condemned. You have abuse of children, that has been condemned. Abuse of spouses, partners, while bullying at work is still considered, listen to this, a normal, inevitable, or even a necessary business practice. I have to put my glasses on because I was about to say bonus practice. It's a necessary business practice. I mean, when you think about it, it's awful. It's inevitable or even a necessary business practice. And that's from WBI, Workplace Bullying Institute. Yes, there's a Workplace Bullying Institute. And if you believe that you have been bullied, you can go to stopbullying.gov. There is websites out there. And then next week, we're going to get into how can you appropriately confront a bully, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, who you should talk and speak with, because man, let me tell you, it's something else. It's something else. Even like the slap last week, a lot of people consider Will Smith to be a bully because they're saying Chris Rock is smaller than him. If it were The Rock that said that joke, if it were Dave Chappelle that said that joke, if it were, I don't know, Kevin Hart, even though Kevin Hart is short, but, he and Kevin Hart are from Philly. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, if it were someone of a larger stature than Chris Rock, would that slap had happened? I don't know. I don't know. The probability is very low, very low. So anyway, listen, that's about bullying in a nutshell. In a nutshell. And then next week, I'm going to follow up. So I don't want to give too much to you guys. It's sort of like when you give people too much food, they kind of regurgitate and then it's just not good. Then they don't remember anything. So a quiz. What are some of the places where people are bullied? A quiz. What do you say? School, work, home, and the internet. Pay attention. Wake up. Am I being a bully right now? Oh my goodness. So listen, if you find yourself being a bully, yes, if you find yourself being a bully, you can tell when you're being a bully. You have to gauge your intent. What is your intent? Is your intent to make that person feel less than? If that is your intent, you have crossed the line. And if you repeatedly do it, you have crossed the line of being a bully. Whether it's through the internet and whether you disguise it as a joke, whether it's, at school, whether it's work, if your job, your intent is to make someone feel less than while puffing yourself up, you are a bully. And you need to recognize that. And you need to change your behavior. And you need to apologize to that person. And we had a segment on how to effectively apologize, because there's a right way to apologize and then there's a wrong way to apologize. I'm not going to get into that tonight, but if you find yourself doing these things, you have to be honest within yourself, because at the end of the day, guess what? You reap what you sow. You will never, ever have any good being a bully. You will never find peace within yourself to belittle someone to make you feel better. Isn't that awful when you think about it? When you really think about the bare essence of the intent of a bully. again, the intent is for the victim to look in the mirror and to say, oh my gosh, I hate myself. And guess what? It happens all the time. And with that, sometimes our children, our adults, people in our community, they try to harm themselves by killing themselves because of a bully, because they feel that there's no way out of this situation, because they have internalized the words, they have internalized perhaps the verbal assaults, the psychological assault, the physical assault, and they feel that there's no way out. Man, it's sad when you think about it. It really is. And people who, again, are bullied, the bully victim, oftentimes they too become a bully. Most people that bully have been bullied themselves. So it's a terrible cycle. It's a terrible cycle. Very terrible. Curtis, you have anything you want to say about bullies?
Well, one thing I would say is it was important how you said that sometimes people, the intent, because sometimes people don't know that they're bullying somebody. They might think they're doing it for the person's own good.
Right.
So how does the person, make that distinction sometimes?
Right.
It's like when they're body shaming somebody, for instance,
right,
they might be saying, well, I'm just looking out for their health or something by calling them fat and making them feel, bad about themselves in public. Right. But that's really microaggressions and micro insults and stuff. So
it is. It definitely is. And again, it's really about your intent. If you purposely want to belittle that person while you yourself puff yourself up to make you feel better, that's bully behavior. That is definitely bully behavior. Now, because say, for instance, if you grew up in a household and someone like, girl, Linda, you just so fat. You know what? You need to lose weight. You just fat. You just as fat as a little pig. They may not see anything wrong with it because in their mind, that's how they grew up. And they may be saying that not because they're trying to belittle the person. They may be saying that because they think in their mind, really, that they're trying to help the person by addressing and identifying something that they see as unhealthy.
So it's the intent, though. You know what I mean? It has to be the intent.
It's
too.
Definitely the intent.
But
definitely the intent.
But sometimes the results could still be the same for that person that's the victim of it, even
that is
despite the intent.
Absolutely, because a person could just take that as, yeah, you're right, and no big deal. The next person or the other person could take it as, you know what, gosh, I don't like how I look, and it's shaming me. So yeah, definitely, absolutely, absolutely. Right. So yeah, it's just that bullying thing is a lot now.
Right, and you're going to get more into it next week, obviously, too. But before we get too far and before we go to the outro, let's let them know what's happening for tomorrow at BMI that we do every Wednesday down there at BMI. We have a spot for that.
Yes. Are you?
Free COVID-19 PCR test. No copay, no deductible, nothing.
Hi, my name is Melvina Fraser. I'm the newest hire with MedX.
Hi, I'm Neil, and I'll be the supervisor of the Lina to do the swabbing.
And what is swabbing?
Swabbing is basically it's a 2-minute process. We get your information, and we swab each nostril for 7 seconds each. To test you for COVID, there's no copay. Even if you don't have insurance, you'll still be covered. We can just send you a hard copy via email of your positive or negative results.
And because I deal with so many people on a regular basis, I get tested every week. I'm fully vaccinated, but I get tested every week to protect my family, to protect my dad, protect my loved ones. It makes sense because you can still catch COVID even though you're fully vaccinated, okay? And we might be the worst ones because sometimes we catch it and we have no symptoms. But we're just walking around spreading it around everywhere. So it's a good, you come to Blessed Ministries, you get a job, you get a free test.
Wellness and recovery through work at BMI, Blessed Ministries Incorporated. Listen, so this is just part one about bullying. All right. So basically, we talked about the profile of a bully, the overall intent of a bully, as well as where it takes place. The bullying takes place. You know, bullying can take place at church too, because there's something. I mean, listen, I hear stories. I'm not saying my church. No, not my church. No.
Not your church.
Huh?
Not your church.
Not my church. No. My pastor wouldn't have that, child. No.
But it does happen even at church.
But it does happen at church because broken people go to church. That's why they're in
True.
church.
True.
That's why they're in church. They're broken. They're hurt. Hurt people hurt people. And that's the bottom line to bullying. Hurt people hurt people. But people have to realize that it's their intention. If they're hurting someone and they're assaulting someone to purposefully hurt them, they're being a bully, especially if they repeatedly engage in that behavior. It's not good. It's not good at all for both parties involved, all parties involved. It's not good for the bully because at the end of the day, their soul is being chipped away, as well as the victim. Their soul is being chipped away. Slowly but surely, it's just their spirit and their soul is dying because of their bully behavior and the intent. So it's really, when you think about it, it's really sad, you know, how people, like I said, hurt people. And if they are intending to hurt you, they're on a mission. Bullies are on a mission. They're on a mission to assault you so that you can have a form of self-hatred. They're on a mission to assault you to instill fear. And then they're also on a mission so that you, in a sense, could have this false sense of respect for them. Because at the end of the day, they want power and control. And also they want the attention on them. It's very demonic when you think about it. It really is. So yeah, so that's all we have for tonight in the Urban Suite. I just want to say I thank you guys, my Urbanites, for coming in and joining me live. I see Raquel is on. There's so many other people on Facebook. Let's see who else. Is Sasha here? I think Sasha, she commented on something. And so, yes, so I have the Facebook crowd. Remember, I have the YouTube crowd. And I just want to say thank you for coming into the Urban Suite, where you will laugh, learn, cry, and grow. I ask that you have a wonderful night. Be safe. God bless. And Molly, take us away.